For today's project, I'm creating an art journal page in my Prima Mixed Media Journal. I'm starting with some patterned paper from a ledger pad by Prima, and I'm using this as my background. This is a PaperArtsy stamp set, and I'm using several of the floral images to stamp the focal point for my page. I've chosen Archive a Link in blue violet to stamp with. I've decided to use Prisma Premier Colour Pencils to colour my images, and I've chosen a blue and a pink colour scheme for the page. If you haven't worked with Prisma colours before, they are a wax-based pencil that gives you best results when several light layers are blended over the top of each other. I also use a white luminance pencil alongside the Prismas for adding some highlights. Before I attach the stamped page to my journal, I decide to add some watercolour around the border. For this, I've chosen a Zig Real Brush marker in pink. I apply it by scribbling the ink onto my craft sheet and then picking it up with a water brush for a more subtle and smoother application. Whilst the watercolour is drying, I decide to apply ink around the torn edge of my focal element. I add this using archival ink in French ultramarine and a piece of Ranger cut and dry foam. After this, I attach the piece to my page using soft gel medium. Next, I add some splatter effects to the page using a rubber stamp and again the archival ink in French ultramarine. I allow the splatters to continue into the page border to join the elements together and make it look more cohesive. Now I'm adding some additional Prismacolor. This is the same pencil that was used for the flower stems, and I wanted to spread that colour into other areas of the page. These are two pieces of patterned paper that I tore off the edges of the focal image. I've turned them over to use as a place to stamp some text. Before I do this, however, I want to colour them with the same pink Zig pen that I used for the page border. Once this is dry, I stamp my text with a Studio G peg set before edging both pieces with archival ink and attaching them to my page. This is a page that I created at the start of spring, so the words are appropriate to that time. Finally, I deepen the pink border around the very outer edges of the page using one of the pink tone Prisma pencils that I used on the flowers. That was the last step in today's project. I hope you enjoyed watching. As always, there is a link in the video description to both the full product list and my social media sites.